Okay. Hi. Okay.
Yeah, we're already on.
Sorry?
We're on.
We're on.
Oh.
We are live.
Hey.
Like, what are you waiting for?
Hi guys, welcome to Lady Lover Podcast. Lettie, Lady Lover, my guest Krystal, Danielle, and special guest my son Giovanni.
What's going on, everybody?
So today's topic is gay couples with kids, bi couples with kids, straight couples with kids, regarding sex, raising kids within the couple, within the community. How did you explain what's the process in general? I forgot everything else, but so what we're doing is, am I lost?
No, it's open.
All right, so I guess to just start, I mean, how do you deal with it?
I'm lost right now. I'm sorry. How do I deal with sex? I'm sorry.
Okay, so look, I came out really late. I mean, I knew I was gay. It's just it wasn't acceptable.
I'm so
Came
sorry,
out
guys.
late and explained it to I was very open about sex, open about everything with the boys. Talk to them about everything. They would ask me questions. We were actually reminiscing about when I came out to y'all.
We were, yeah.
Yeah, and so it was, I don't know like how I perceived y'all to take it, but I don't think I've ever asked y'all in general.
It was fun. I liked it. I was like, oh, it's happening.
Did you like already know or?
Yeah, I figured. I was like,
How old were you when you found out?
I was, fuck. Can I cuss? Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It ain't no PG-13, PG,
Yeah.
G. This is grown folk shit.
I think I was like, teenager, like 13, 14 maybe.
That was what Vinny was.
Probably Vinny.
You said 5.
Yeah, he was young.
And it was just hey, look, guys, but because he.
Man,
but
you
the
didn't even
thing-
tell us.
I'm sorry.
You didn't even tell us. You just like.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, okay, so it wasn't accepted with my mom. Like, my mom wanted me to be straight and, you know what I mean, be with guys. And I tried that life, I'm telling you. I tried that life so much. It just wasn't for me. I mean, not saying I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's women are my thing. You know what I mean? It's just, since I was little, I just remember, but I wasn't allowed to be myself. So I had to leave. I left for 2 years. I left everything. I left for 2 years because I had to get away from everything and figure myself out, because I was just wreaking havoc, trying to live a life that wasn't for me. And it was just causing trouble for everybody else around me, and did that. And then 2 years, came back, and then it was just like, okay, well, this is me. And I didn't care about what anybody said after that. I mean, but they were always supportive. So I was very open about everything. If I had, girlfriends or whatnot, I didn't bring like everybody around, but regarding sex and everything, nothing in public, I don't think so, have I? No? Did I?
She's lying.
Oh.
You got called out.
Oops.
Nah, it was.
What do you remember?
It was open. It was pretty much open. Yeah, everything went. But it was more like you didn't have to say much. You kind of just saw it, and
Yeah.
it was an open space. So, I mean, we knew that from like the jump. So
They would always tell me, man, Mama pulls hot chicks. Andrea.
yeah, had the babes in there.
But yeah, it's so I know some people see it like different, like they don't, affection or anything like that. Was I affectionate to girls in front of you?
To an extent, it wasn't like.
I mean, I know they heard things though.
We had thin walls.
Thin walls, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know because I couldn't control the other person, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I know that they knew what was going on. They knew what was up. They would make jokes or talk about toys and stuff like that. And
It's hilarious.
y'all never.
Wait, when did you?
It's the greatest. What?
Toys. You used to talk about toys.
Toys, sex toys and whatnot.
I know. How old were y'all when y'all did that?
I didn't do. I mean, I knew
No, they
about
would
them.
make jokes about me and gay jokes and stuff.
I know. How old were y'all when y'all did that?
Probably.
What, middle school or something?
Yeah, middle school.
I'm just asking because, like, man, I got
Same age.
an
about.
8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
I knew at that time, like when I was like a little kid.
So,
I knew about it. I didn't know too much about it. I knew mom was like different.
So how are you gonna explain that?
well,
the
okay,
male,
so
female.
my girls have seen me with men. They've also seen me with females. Like, they literally, like, I'll have, like, a girl. There was one time I had a girl with me, right? Like, one of my first relationships I had around my daughters. And I'll just play, like, oh, that's my friend. With guys or girls, like, oh, this is my friend. If I do bring them around. Because I don't bring anybody just around my kids. And, like, my daughters asked me one time, like, Mom, is that your girlfriend? Just, like, out of nowhere. Like, as if they already, like, knew what was up. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, is that your girlfriend? We know it's your girlfriend, Mom. Don't lie to us. I'm just like, yeah, baby, it's my girlfriend. Like, I was just like, I didn't lie. I was just like, yeah. And they're like, okay. Like, they were just, like, nonchalant about it. Like, okay. And, like, I didn't really, like, hide it. Like, I'm not really, like, I'm not super, like, affectionate. But they would see me, like, hold hands or kiss or, like, do stuff. So it's not, I don't know, it's still new with my kids just because I'm not very, I'm open, but I'm not open. Because I'm very, like, they're kids. Like, their minds just go. But I don't know. I don't want it to go too far.
See,
Yeah,
well,
I don't
see,
know.
I know there's a difference because, like, with boys, I was just open and it helped them understand females better when they had questions about, girls, whatnot. Made sure that they understood about condoms, understood about everything, understood, about different sizes because I didn't want nobody saying, oh, it's too tight or anything like that. You know what I mean? Now they even have that little thing that's different. You seen that?
yeah.
You can measure.
You just have to put it like that.
Yeah,
You see what
accurate.
fits. Have you seen those?
Accuracy.
For condoms, when you want to buy condoms now, they give you a little card thingy with different size holes so you know which one you are so you can buy the right one.
What?
You should take them to Walmart and be like, let's go look at the condom section so that y'all know. They have
Really?
these spiral ones, little funny ones. With
I didn't know about this stuff because I just had a boy a year ago and, like, girl,
You
I'm a
gotta
little
tell them.
scared.
Like, you have to tell them. Yeah. They're gonna hear it from somebody else, and it's not gonna be
Yeah.
the way you want it to.
And the way I discuss to them is how they hear it from, like their friends or in school. And it's like, no, look, man, there's, nuts, dick, but shit like that. Well, I don't think, have I ever said dick? I don't think I said dick.
Have
Why you
said-
whispering?
I'm not asking, have I ever
was
said
like, why
dick?
are
I
you
don't
grown
think I
ass
ever-
man now.
I say dick, right?
Yeah.
No, I guess I did say
So,
dick.
a question: if your boys weren't accepting, do you think that you would have reverted back a lot, or do you think you still would have been as open as you are?
I honestly didn't think that they would not be accepting because they have my they're open about everything. They're open. You would call that open, right? Open?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
open-minded.
Open-minded. There you go.
Yeah, open-minded.
Yeah,
Open-minded, yeah.
yeah.
So I just didn't anybody else though, like in front of other people. No, you know what I mean? I don't, it's like because to do that in front of somebody else's kid, that's not my place to show them, that people raise their kids differently. I'm not going to be, and that's what I've always been like in front of, if I have a girlfriend or something, hey, best friend, you know what I mean? The boys know, but it's not my place to push my agenda or whatnot, or my beliefs on somebody else's kid, you know what I mean? Every parent's different. So I'm respectful around older people and other people's children. Mine, no.
Yeah, we knew all about
Yeah,
it.
because I mean, with
Okay.
raising mine, they've only seen heterosexual, encounters. So it is of course, my older son, that's different. But my little ones, how do I, we haven't even gone that route because they've never seen or been exposed to that.
Yeah.
But, okay, so how would you? Okay, so going back to like you saying you're very, like, wary of like being around like certain people and like how you portray yourself. But I mean, if you're open about it, people are gonna see it everywhere.
Yeah, but
And if
other
around
adults,
them,
other parents are fickle. You know what I mean? Not everybody's open minded, or they are, but they're not ready to have their kid, kiss.
Yeah.
I mean, see a girl kiss another girl or a guy kiss another guy.
I mean, I'm very open, but do I want to expose my kids to that at this moment? No. And it's honestly still their innocence, like still keeping them innocent in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I think bringing this to their attention breaks the innocence.
No, you gotta tell them. You got to.
I mean, eventually when they get a little bit older, but it's hard to explain to a 5-6-year-old.
It's pretty mainstream now if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cartoons.
Yeah,
they see it, stuff like that.
They're gonna find out. It's better. With them, it was better that they learned from me, the correct way, and well, not saying that it was entirely correct, but nothing false. You know what I mean? Nothing.
It was better off that way because they're gonna find it whether it's like in school or in the street or through pornography or something.
A lot of my family did think that I was gonna mess them up or anything, but no, they're very well-rounded young men. They have girlfriends, they have families. He's married. You know what I mean? And I've never had an issue with them at all. At all. It's been smooth.
What's a good age to come out to like kids? Like what?
I would assume that you would have to make sure that the child comprehends, don't you think?
Yeah, you gotta understand what you're saying. Like 8, 9, 10 to where they start understanding. Like,
I guess it depends on the kid. How?
Well, that's true. Yeah, that too.
How they.
I mean, you could try multiple times if you want. Just be like, till you get it right. Be like, hey man.
Say hey.
Like, this is what it is. Like,
okay. Hey.
I mean,
but see, they wouldn't even know what gay is. What, right?
Yeah, not like you wouldn't say you're gay because they're gonna be like, "What's that?"
When did you first learn? Or
I figured it out. Just like in the world, like I would see girls holding hands, and I'd be like, "Well, why are they holding hands?" And then I'd be like, I'd see them kiss and stuff, and be like, "Oh, I think they're a thing," and I'd be like, "Oh, they're gay."
See, in my mom, she was like, "Oh, that they're gonna have issues and stuff." No, I went through this normal teenager shit. Porn, that's it. You know what I mean? And I wasn't going to be the one that said, no, you can't watch porn. I was just tired of replacing tablets and phones. So I gave them, this is the safe website that I use this one. Mm-hmm. And never had a problem after that. I mean, sometimes they like lesbian porn, but it's okay.
I feel like sexuality, as far as like gay, straight, whatever, isn't really the same thing as sex conversations. Like, you know what I mean? Like having sex conversations with kids is different. That's like breaking innocence. But as far as like gay, straight, that I don't feel like that breaks innocence to me. That's just being like open-minded, like letting them know like everybody's different. This is what it is, and this is how things go, and this is. So
do you think heterosexual relationships keeps the child's innocence, or you think that's false?
I feel like, in my opinion, that's a false.
Yeah, because
I think exposing them to sexual content at an early age breaks the innocence.
And that,
I say it has to be age appropriate.
But they see that on TV. They see that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think bringing out like whether you're straight, gay, and whatever isn't sexual content. It's just who you like. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Well, I just wanted them to be comfortable enough to say, "Hey, you know what? If I didn't, they were young, so I didn't know. Who knows? You know? Yeah. And but no, I just wanted them to be comfortable enough to tell me, and they were. I can't go so far to say that they appreciate the fact that I was open and upfront, but I would. I guess I couldn't answer that myself. That would have to ask them.
I mean,
individually.
It helped a lot. I remember being in like school and they're like, "Mommy and Daddy's having trouble. I think Mommy likes girls." And I'd be like, "Yeah, mine too."
Hey, are we talking about that?
It's like, yeah, mine too. Yeah, they.
I'm telling you, at a young age, you have to explain to them. They need to understand it to when it comes to them on their own that they figure it out.
I didn't grow up like in a family where like anybody came out as gay. Like I feel like I'm honestly like probably the first one in my family that is openly like
Oh,
gay.
well, after I got talked shit up
Bisexual.
because, you know, I was gay, no, I didn't get accepted until all my other cousins started coming out as gay. And then I was like, hey.
No.
But their parents, like, took, like, my aunts, and, you know, their parents were okay with it. My mom was just very difficult about it. And I couldn't actually be comfortable and be myself until I was, like, in my late 20s, early 30s.
Honestly, I didn't even come out to my family. My sister came out to my family for me.
Oh,
Like, I'm not even lying. Like, just one. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, it literally. Like, okay, I never hid it per se because I've always been very tomboyish. But I've always also had boyfriends as well. So I guess it kind of confused my family. Like, okay, she's tomboyish, but then she had boyfriends.
Forced boyfriends. I even had I had forced everything. I had forced marriage when I was young, and then got a divorce.
Girl, this got to be another podcast. I want to
telling
know
you,
all
I'm
this
telling
stuff.
you.
I'm
So
just
the
like,
reason
what?
why all my trauma,
Married
I
to a
had
man?
forced everything because my mom, I went so many religions, got baptized 4 times to get the gay away. You know what I mean? It's no, for real. It's it for real. For
How
real.
many times were you baptized in how many different religions?
We were doing the Shama Shamalala. Started off as Catholic. I got my you know, you'd go to the CCD and all that stuff, and
I'm
then
sorry, it's kind of funny.
and went to Lutheran. Went to Lutheran? Went to a non-denominational church, a Christian church. My mom finally took me out of public school and put me in the Christian academy, and that's where she found a suitable young man and had me marry him. And I swear to God, the picture is like on Beetlejuice. You know, when they're just like, that's literally the word, just like this. It just seriously. And then
A
you know,
Mexican
had to
arranged
and
marriage?
then got a divorce.
I mean, just what 50 years ago they did shock therapy to get the gay. Supposedly
No,
the gay out of you.
This
I mean,
is where all my
it's-
trauma came from.
Right. It hasn't.
I mean,
been
I get it.
accepted.
You're close to that.
Yeah, it hasn't been accepted for very long. It's
No,
definitely,
yeah, it's definitely.
So I think that's where I
new.
come from as a parent. It's like, you know, we don't have.
It's scary. I get it.
Right. It is. And even, you know, talking to my little one, he's in the bathtub. Oh, where do babies come from? Oh, wait, it's when you get married. It's because they put, oh, mommy and daddy are married, so we came after that. So that's where they kind of put 2 and 2 together. They did it themselves. It wasn't us saying anything, because I don't even want to have that talk. I don't want to have the sex talk. He's still little. I'm like, don't even think about that. But, you know, I know we need to, because
I went to an elementary school, and the little kids are like, oh, my dick, oh, my balls. And
right.
it's just even worse now. It wasn't so bad when they were little, but now these kids.
Dude,
the
my
same thing,
5-year-old, the stuff she be saying sometimes, I'm just like, where do you like
Kids
get the
talk.
stuff in here and
Kids
stuff
talk.
like?
Other kids don't grow up the same way as other kids. Some of them are in, you know,
Yeah,
odd
some of
households.
them don't have supervision. And I think that's the biggest issue, because
Yeah.
all my kids are on lockdown with their phones, TVs, everything. I change the channel. I do it all, and then they come from school and I'm like, what are you even talking about? And he's like, oh, I learned it at school.
I feel like that's why, like, it's like I'm very honest and like about my kids too. Like sometimes kind of too honest. I feel like I'm kind of too honest.
Why
And-
are y'all scared to talk about sex with kids?
Not that I'm scared. It's just
It's a grown-up thing.
it is a grown up thing to where I literally have to, because
That was
kids
my
already.
mom's issue. She was ashamed of sex.
But
It's
they're
not
gonna,
even that
they're
I'm
gonna be
ashamed.
grown-ups one
Okay,
day.
She was a very sexual person. I've caught my
I feel like it's because okay,
What is a good age? Oh, sorry. What is a good age, though? That's my thing. I'm not going to talk about sex with my 5 or 6-year-old, but my 16-year-old, I'm like, can you make sure to put your socks away after you just did whatever you did with them? Or why are you taking such a long shower? You know, we'll have conversations like that.
Oh,
See, that,
you know what I mean?
that's too far, though. Because
yeah.
16 is way too far. I lost.
No. I'm saying now we can have that. Like, we've had
The
the
whole-
sex talks way before that, but
The whole
before
shower
that.
thing,
Not
all
at
of that.
5 years
And
old.
I just tell them, if you're gonna don't use the expensive shampoo. Use the cheap one, because I can't stop them from doing it.
Right.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have
I think
to.
the
you
yeah,
have
sex
to do
talk
it.
with my
They're-
son was probably about 11 or 12, and that's when I went through his phone and I saw him on porn site, and I was like, okay,
Like 8 or 9.
because he wasn't interested.
You have to.
He wasn't very interested in girls. He was very school orientated. So I think when you finally see, oh, they're looking. Now my daughter, way younger, because she was already interested in boys. So that's a completely different story. You know, when they're looking and they're driving down the street and they're flipping their heads around, that's when you need to have that.
I guess it's just on the comprehension, because I talked to them about, masturbation, all that stuff, and they would tell each other brother, hey, don't, because Mama's caught us so many times. You know what I mean? And it's just like, look, dude, there's a lock on the door. There's, whatever. I'm not going to tell you don't do it. It's dirty. No, do it. But,
Yeah.
don't do it. You know what I mean? Just because to
I
me,
agree.
it's no,
How-
you see it, it's just like, oh, close the door and just keep it pushing.
And boys are definitely different than girls, I think, for the simple fact that at 2 years old, my son was sleeping. I pulled him out of his car seat, and I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? Not realizing that they get erections sooner.
Yeah.
It's just blood flow.
It's blood
So
flow.
you do have to
when they were
explain that
babies,
to them.
they were getting erections, and it's like,
But you got to bring it up at least. You don't got to talk to them about it, but you got to bring it up. I lost my virginity at 13, and I wish I would have known what I was doing at the time. I had no clue. I was curious.
I explained it as much as possible, but they're gonna learn on their own, and you know what I mean.
And it was just something I wanted to, I just want to do it. You had these urges, and you
Like,
can't.
it's
The more
weird.
you restrict them, the more curious they're gonna get,
Yeah.
and they're gonna rebel against it.
So my little one, we talk about, and it is a penis, it is a vagina. We don't use names or little cookie cutter, cute things. So when is it a good point to talk about actual intercourse?
It depends on how well the child comprehends, because you could have two kids the same age, and one is just as as.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can bring it up to them, and then when it comes, they'll be like, "That's what she was talking about."
I feel like
Yeah.
the talks I'm having
True.
right now with my kids at the age that they are isn't really about intercourse. It's more about boundaries. Like, if somebody touches you here, here,
Oh, yeah.
here.
Yeah, that's
it's
at birth.
not-
I
I'll
do
tell
that.
you,
Like,
the
right
only ones
away,
that can
like-
touch is your parents and the doctor.
Not even.
And not even the doctor, but parents have to be there. I would tell them, don't let nobody touch your penis.
Unless you say
don't
it's
let nobody
okay.
touch your private parts. Don't let nobody tickle your butt. Nothing like that. And how did I tell? I forgot how I told y'all, but
Yeah, just like that, pretty much.
pretty much like that. Yeah. Don't let nobody touch your penis. Don't
Right.
let nobody touch your nuts and stuff like that.
Right,
And
we're very open with that,
yeah.
and even at birth, we're like, do not let anybody. Because my little
Yeah.
one the other day, I picked him up and I'm hugging him. He's like, "Mom, you touched my butt." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just hugging you," like, because I had him at a weird. But I moved my hand because they know nobody,
Yeah.
even a parent, shouldn't be
Yeah.
unless it's medically needed or something, because you never know.
Damn.
Yeah. That's
We crotch shot all the time.
Yep. Pretty
Shit.
much.
I mean,
Walking
to each,
by it, it's like a
to
crotch
each their
shot.
own, but
But you have to. You gotta tell them. Like,
Yeah.
sex is inevitable. It's gonna happen to them, and whether it's with the same sex or with somebody else, I mean, they're gonna find out one way or another. It's better they be prepared than to be clueless.
Because there are kids that are
That is
impregnating
true.
kids at 5, 6, 7. I've read this in the news.
That's how
Yes.
young girls are
That
getting
shit's
pregnant because they don't know what to do.
wild.
You gotta tell them. You have to tell them. And the more you taboo it, the more they're gonna be like, "Whoa."
Well, I mean, sex definitely isn't tabooed in our house. We have conversations all the time.
I'd say like 8, 9
True.
is where you should.
True,
Yeah, but
Beatrice. True.
We do keep it a little bit more mellow with
mean-
the little ones.
Dude, my 5-year-old, so not that long ago, right? My 5-year-old, my daughter's dad had messaged me. He was like, "Hey, we gotta have a talk." And I'm like, "About what?" He was like, "So Riley, this is my 5-year-old. Don't mean to say her name, but she's my 5-year-old, right? And he was like, she knows about sex." And I'm just like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "Yeah, she came and told me, like, I know about adults and the nasty stuff they do." And he was like, "How do you know?" And she was like, she was all like, I've heard mom before." He was like, "So I'm just letting you know, keep it down." And I'm just like,
I know they've
what?
heard
And he didn't, like, I thought he was about to,
before.
like, chew my head off, but no, he was just like, we just need to talk to her about it, like, already, because she's already bringing it up, like,
Yeah. See, that's
She
a young age, and you just gotta explain to her. Like,
yeah, and I'm just
this
like,
is what happens.
what, like, how, like, because I'm not a very, like, in front of them, I'm not very affectionate, and they don't really see me with anybody. Like, I'm single, and if I am with anybody, it's not
I
around
just
them.
didn't want them to be prudish, because my mother, how she had us growing up, and we would see things, and I was dirty. Because of everything that I saw growing up, I was a dirty little kid. I was. I was hiding behind the shed, touching, people were touching me and kissing me, the little kids and, the little girls and stuff. And I didn't catch on until it's like, oh, and then I just started I was seriously a little boy. when I was just, Transformer, everything, Hot Wheels. I buried my
too.
cars when I got older.
When did you know you're gay? What age?
Young age. Everybody knew. I was literally the most dudest fucking tomboy. And I already knew because I was more attracted to women than boys, you know what I mean? And
I think I kissed the first girl when I was 9.
I kissed the first girl when I was in...
I think I may have kissed a girl.
It was in the west side on Couples Road when we were living over there, and a little girl kissed me when mom was having this was mom's biker days.
Dope.
So to see all the parties and everything. I saw my first penis when I was, I think, in elementary. Yeah, because I walked in and everybody was asleep, and I was like, "Oops," you know what I mean? So that's why with them, very open, and talking about everything, very open, talking about different kinds of sex, making sure that they understand
different kinds of sex.
Yeah.
How many kinds?
Oh, there's a lot.
I know there's a lot, but I'm saying
I make sure that they understand their partner, their girlfriends or partner, that they understand them very well, and not to be selfish. They've learned that.
Yeah,
I want to learn
yeah.
about all the
Yeah.
different kinds of sex.
There's
There's a lot. There's a whole.
yeah.
You ever heard of categories? That's what that is.
Categories, yeah.
Categories.
I'm just like,
Everybody had their fetishes and kinks and all these things. The list is endless.
I don't know.
So, okay. So, at a teenager standpoint, going over the fetishes, how did that go over?
Oh yeah, I told them about
Fetishes.
fetishes too. Yeah,
You just gotta tell them. Some people
I
are
told them
different.
there's different kinds of fetishes. Yeah,
People like different
We
I
things.
didn't even
had
think
the
about
dirty,
that.
dirty
I
talk.
haven't
We
even.
still have the dirty talk. They'll call me, this and this. There's the last one. He's, let him know, hey, this. He was a little bit interested in lesbian porn one time. That freaked out everybody, other adults. But it's, you know what I mean? I watch gay porn, dudes. not
It's
a
natural.
chick.
I don't really.
like the chick lesbian porn. It's fake. It's just fake to me. It's fake.
Scripted.
Yeah, just
On cue.
on cue. Okay, but being gay and raising kids, is it difficult?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think I've always.
It wasn't difficult.
I don't know if you've ever seen that show, The Fosters, but that's kind of how I see myself.
I thought
The
it was
Fosters,
dope. I thought it was sweet.
It's like
Yeah.
2 lesbians, like they had their own kids,
I never saw
came
that show.
together,
Yeah.
and then they fostered other kids,
Oh yeah, see.
and like that's like definitely like the type of
I think if I would have had the acceptance early on, it would have been different. But the way that I went about things was to counteract what had happened with me. And I just, I didn't want them to be confused like I was, because I wasn't confused, but I was confused about what everybody wanted for me and why, I couldn't just be me. Like my mom just thought I liked dressing like a boy.
same.
My sisters had to tell her no, she's been gay, and that was it. And so raising them, everybody gave me shit. They tried to, remove them, stuff like that. Like my mom, because she thought that I was going to infect them with my gayness. You know what I mean?
My family
Yeah.
thought I just didn't know how to dress, and I just needed help with learning how to be a girl. That was their thing. You just need help with learning how to be a girl. Your mom,
I need help
your
with
mom
learning how
doesn't
to be a
teach you.
girl.
Your mom doesn't teach you how to be a girl, and I'm just like, it's not that. It's just, I'm girly now. Like I just wasn't in touch with my feminine side because I wasn't, I guess, in touch with my gay
wingman.
side. I guess in a sense, I didn't become in touch with my like gay side until.
Well, see, with the
I was,
wait,
like,
in
in
touch
my-
or in touch? Because I encourage masturbation with them.
No.
Figure yourself
like,
out. Find out what you
comfortable.
like so that you're not surprised.
No. Like I was like in touch with that. It's just comfortable with being out about it.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
When I was finally able to come out, it was hard to get. I was still ashamed because of all the shit that they put me through. So I was ashamed. Look, I'm barely now getting comfortable with myself as one. Like I'm actually learning the new me, the real me that I would consider. You know what I mean? The me that I should have been, that I didn't get the chance to be. And so this is why I'm doing it. And and it lead by example, I guess.
It was cool. I thought having 2 moms was dope.
Huh?
I thought having 2 moms was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
it was
weren't
weird.
they weren't embarrassed. Like They wanted to always be around, go everywhere. They still hold my hand. They still, you know what I mean?
My
I think
kids
if
my
you're
kids
a
are like that.
nurturing parent anyway, I don't think it should matter whether you're gay, straight, or purple. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. I think if you're both parenting and you're both on the same page and you're both parenting the way you want to, I don't think it should matter. Like
Yeah.
going back to the affection, I don't think it would bother me if you did come over to my house with a girlfriend. I think my thing is over affection. Like, what is too much? Like, even if it was a straight person and they're just making out on the couch and
Yeah,
I'd be
see,
like,
I don't
just-
do
it's
all right,
that.
you gotta
yeah.
like
Boundaries.
yes, that's when I get upset. But other than that, I mean, the kids see, you know, us. I asked my little one Kai the other day. I was like, "Do you like it when mommy and daddy are affectionate?" He goes, "Yeah, it means you guys love each other." You know, but it's not overdone. It's, you know, we lock the doors. We had, you know, it's, we're never gonna let them walk in on us, you know, and traumatize them.
Oh.
Yeah, no,
You know.
see, but
Okay,
they,
so what
they understood
happened
boundaries.
with that? Because like I mean,
Well, see, but they have to understand because the boys understood boundaries. I would respect them and their privacy, and they knew that I expected the same in return, and so they never ever, you know, barged in or did anything. They would
Right.
always knock. They would
Knock, yeah.
always. But I taught them that early on. You know, you respect the people that you share space with, so that way they can respect your stuff, and you know what I mean. It's
I think it's also
reciprocate the energy that you
the
want.
era you're raised in, because I know a lot of other mothers that are my age, their kids are allowed in their bedroom. And me, I don't really let my kids in my bedroom. If we want to talk or do something or have a movie night, we go out on the couch or whatever. But I don't, my husband's like, no, the kids are not allowed to sleep in our bed. They're not allowed to do this. Like, and that's how I was raised too. You don't go into your parents' bedroom,
Yeah.
and that's that. Or
Well,
you knock,
I
or
would
you.
tell the boy, yeah, like, because when they were, I don't mind. I'm just not trying to wake up with, you know, the stiffy next to me or something, you know.
oh
Right.
shit.
So, but no, we were loving all that stuff. They just respected. I don't think y'all ever hung out in the room, right?
No, door's locked. He stays locked.
Oh yeah, yeah. Door's locked. It stays locked. Yeah.
Don't go in there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, because me and my husband sleep naked, and I'm like, if you guys walk in, that is your trauma, not mine. Like, you have been warned. We sleep naked, so you better just deal with it. And so they do. They knock.
Did you used to sleep naked?
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was awesome.
okay, so how do you do with that? Because I mean, I do too, or I have two, or I like sleep with the shirt. My underwear is like that's like
See, I sleep
comfortable.
with the bra.
And my kids like want to do the same
And
thing.
everybody says why? Because of my boobs. I like them to stay right here.
I mean, I sleep with a sports bra.
I sleep with the sports
my
bra,
underwear,
but every
boxers.
single lesbian tells me, "Why do you sleep with a bra?" But
Even I said that.
yeah, you
was like,
did
why
too.
do you-
But because
Really?
they yeah, I remember the last time she was like, "Why
I
do you sleep
just
with the
like-
bra?"
Yeah, you
I
shouldn't
just-
do that.
No,
Really?
but
It can cause
my
breast
mom was
cancer and
strict,
stuff.
but she was full of very
I don't
useful
do-
information. And your boobs,
Yeah,
mine are
messes-
still in the same.
I don't do it all the time, but I mean, eventually I'm gonna get a
Well,
boob job done, so it don't
sometimes
matter.
I do sleep without one, but I won't go no more than like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Sleeping without a bra. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it also depends.
It's
what
just
kind of bra.
secure.
I
Sure.
cannot sleep without panties or like a boxer shorts. I
Yeah.
cannot sleep without that because
Just the air.
I don't
flow.
want what if an insect came in and, you know what I mean? There's
Oh.
places and crevices that I don't want to have to peek.
Oh yeah, no, we sleep full naked. Like,
I
if
panic
we
if I
get
feel
robbed,
something in my ear.
there's gonna be a shock. Yeah.
You said there's gonna be a shock. I'm
What's
dead.
that?
Um,
Oh,
I
I don't
love-
think we've never spoke about different gay sex.
Yeah, you told me.
different
Oh
gay
yeah, I did say
sex.
that, right?
Dick goes in
Different
butt,
types.
man. Yeah.
The what?
Dick goes in butt. And,
Dick goes in butt.
Dick- Oh, you said that for real?
You got to.
I try to make it as upfront and you know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
like
you
okay,
got
At what
you.
age did you have that conversation though? Like, what age was that okay to have that conversation?
they're fucking smart. I was in middle school, no?
Before middle school.
Before middle school.
Oh, I lost. Like, cause it was.
For middle school, like
Before
how
middle school.
much before? Because like,
I was
girl,
elementary, like 4th grade. I was understanding what like sex was. Kids were coming like, I heard mommy, daddy doing
my oldest
this.
daughters.
Oh
in third
yeah, I
grade.
know they've heard.
They hear it and they get
Okay.
curious,
They've
and you're
heard-
like, whoa.
Not me,
no.
but they've heard the other person.
My oldest won't watch SpongeBob because she said the TV used to move when she would watch it, and that traumatized her.
Nice.
I am dying.
Yeah.
The TV was on.
She said the TV will move when I watched SpongeBob.
Yeah.
It brought it to life. What the fuck?
So
But-
when I mean,
look. They used to watch Powerpuff Girls, and come
Powerpuff
on,
Girls.
what's that? The
Powerpuff Girls Sister Wives.
what's that guy with the boots and the
Mojo.
Mojo
no,
Jojo.
not Mojo Jojo, the other one, the devil. He's like in drag. You know what I mean? All the cartoons, when you think about it, SpongeBob, how SpongeBob was. So that's why I was just, let's explain this.
and that's difficult too because my little one will wear heels. And he wants to do his nails. He wants to, but I don't.
They paint
feel
their
at
nails,
all.
and they always wore my heels.
So would you
always wore my heels?
Would you let your kids do that though?
We let it to a certain extent. My husband is actually backed off, and he's like, okay, when you go get your nails done, he can get clear. You know, he'll do stuff like that, and he'll let him get his toes done because the men do their toes now. But I don't feel in any way, shape, or form that he's trying to choose one way or another, especially at 5-6 years old.
It's just curious watching.
He's just he
Yeah,
sees me dress up, he sees me put on makeup, you know, but then he's out there with his dad working on the car and getting dirty and on his knees skateboarding.
See,
you know,
the boys they're like, we were a family that like we would joke, we would make like, we're funny. You know what I mean? We're funny. They just didn't. I didn't think of anything like, oh my God, take that off. You can't. No, some when they were little, they would put a bra on my bra and be like, look, and they'd be like this and touch it, and you know what I mean? Or they would take when I used to wear heels.
When you used to wear heels.
Oh,
well, yeah, and my older son, he put on like a little Hawaiian skirt with the bra and stuff, and we took photos. You know, it was funny, but
Yeah,
I mean, they just did it as a joke. I'm not gonna choose. Oh my God, my kid is.
I think if you make a big deal about it, I just never made a big deal about it. If they wore my heels and they would play around,
Yeah.
I don't care. I just said, just don't break it, man. That's it.
Because my little girl,
Yeah.
she'll put our dad's stuff on. I mean, I just think they're curious. They respect, you know. So they're like, oh,
See,
we want to act like.
When I was little, I was always hanging out with my mom's boyfriends because they were always either working on their motorcycles or the bikes or the cars. So I would be out there, and I was just one of the little. My sister was in the house because she wanted to be a model and everything. She did the girl stuff, and I was outside catching tadpoles and trying to work on the car, pretend I was a motorcycle bike, but a biker, and I wanted to be. And everybody would be like, yeah, Lettie, because I was like a little boy, and I would go outside and hear the tools and this and. I
like
enjoyed
that
it.
too.
I was like, I had so many words from tadpoles.
I had so many scars. Like I was so tomboyish.
I got scars
like,
while, yeah.
So tomboyish, but I feel like it's because I also grew up with a lot of guy cousins too. I grew up in the country. Like I grew up like outside getting dirty. Like I grew up like. So okay, that leads me to a question. Like, do you think like the way you grew up is also like a reason why you are the way you are?
That's a good question.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. The way I grew up, well, being gay or being as traumatic as, all the shit that I had to work through.
No, like having like gay.
Okay, so that's a great question. Because look, I honestly think, I used to think that it was hereditary somehow because my family alone, there's a lot of gay people. And I'm so sorry, Mel. But I even wondered about my own mother because, I've heard things from her friends and whatnot. Yeah. And you know what I mean? She was married so many times and she was very promiscuous in her younger days, but then I guess she felt like ashamed. And I remember me when I had to pretend to be straight. I was promiscuous as fuck. I was a slut. I'm so sorry. Because I was trying to figure it out. I was like, okay, maybe this is the wrong one. Let's try this one. Let's try this one. For real. Let's try this one. And it just didn't click. It just didn't. And then, girl, made so much sense. It was like everything just came together like that. Yeah.
Yes, like.
And it was like, and you feel it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, like you just feel it like in like guys don't give you those butterflies where you get all excited like, yeah, it's like, oh, it's cute. Girls, they just give you like the fucking sweats and just fucking butterflies and just the fucking like the nerves and just the like
cool. I wonder what that feels
just like and then no, but then when they leave, man, like you just feel that fucking like stab like in your fucking
it's like
gut.
they're grabbing your intestines
and just fucking taking it out like. And with guys, I'm just like kick rocks,
right? Get out.
Get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't know, but
I'm not.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
This was
It
a
makes
good thing
sense.
because Guy and I were discussing this, that even though, like, say you were trying out men when you were younger, and then you decide that women are what does it for you, doesn't necessarily mean that you hate men. My mom just despised men, but she was the dominant one. My mother was the dominant force in every relationship, and I often thought that she was gay. And I'm not saying that I'm disgusted by men or anything. No, because I can appreciate a good-looking guy and be like, man, you have great features. You're so handsome. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I say that to anybody. If you're good-looking, yeah. And I wanted them to always show that and not, oh, I can't tell a guy that, hey, you look good. No, they do.
I tell guys they're hot all the time.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, you're hot as fuck.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. And they say it like they're genuine about it. And all of them, they're like that. Or they'll be, I just said to the other one, Andrew, he's like, stop being a little bitch. I'm telling you look good. Stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So
I think it's fine. As long as you're comfortable and you know who you are, I don't think you got a problem.
Exactly. I wanted them to be comfortable with who they are.
If you're not comfortable and you're like, I can't say that. What if you think I'm gay?
No,
probably because you're gay.
Then it'd be like, probably because you're gay. Yeah.
I think women are absolutely gorgeous, but it's turned me off. When I was younger, I hooked up with one and she went all psycho.
Maybe it was just that one though.
Yeah, my husband's it.
Oh, I sounded like a guy. Maybe you just haven't had the right.
You just haven't had the right one.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I say that all the time though. Like whenever females say, "Oh, I've been with a girl," just say, are you sure you've actually been with a girl though? Like, have you been with a girl?
I mean, I did it multiple times. Like, I mean, it wasn't just that, but I mean, when I met my husband, that was it. Like, I mean, satisfies 110%. I couldn't even ask for anything better.
Yeah. I think that's important. I think that's the right way to go.
I think that's how you know that.
I think it's just it's intimacy. It's not just sex.
No, for sure.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Right?
It's a lot of fucking work.
I feel like girls are too much work.
Is it done yet?
But with girls, I don't mind doing the work. With guys, I don't mind doing the work either. That's how you know I'm bi. Because with guys, I don't mind like.
Oh, the girls
doing
I don't
guys
mind doing the work at all.
Can I explain something real quick?
Yes.
I think that it's different with guys for y'all because y'all have to curate this persona that y'all might enjoy it if you try it. But really, it's not your thing.
So it seems like a lot of work. Like
seems
if
like
you go to work and you're like, oh, I don't want to be here today because it's work. No.
But when you do something you enjoy,
exactly.
You love it.
Then it's amazing. It's like
it becomes passionate.
Mm-hmm. I've met some guys.
Got passion though.
Yeah, but you can't fake it if you don't feel it. You gotta feel it.
Yeah. That's how I know I'm bisexual. Because I've also been with guys that I've been very passionate with. Like I'm able to be real cool and I've had fun and it wasn't like work. It was just like mind blowing.
But your forte is girls.
But
like you just flow easy.
Yeah, like it's just easier. Like I don't fight it as much. I guess like it's not. Yeah. It just feels more natural. But at the same time with guys, it's just.
I think that experimenting is crucial though to figure out.
It's just
who
weird.
You are.
It's just weird.
You gotta. I think you gotta do it. Like if you're curious, you're like, well, you gotta try it. Like
I'm beyond curious.
Like if I was curious, I would have to.
I'm beyond curious.
I'm so I'm a very dominant presence, and it's just hard when you're being handsy with the guy. I remember when I was younger, it's like, can you just I was trying to figure it out, and then once with the girl. Oh, now I see where this is
dominance is okay.
Yes, this is my place.
I think that's why I don't fit with men too well because I am also a very dominant, assertive person, and men don't like that. Yeah, men don't like that dominance and that assertiveness and that I'm gonna take charge type of thing. Like they want the women to be more like.
Feminine.
They want the women to be like how I like
girly
the women
girl.
to be. Yeah, just
not even girly girl and stuff like that. Because I've met guys that love the way I am, like tomboyish and all.
Yeah, I don't.
They just don't like.
You don't like when they're more masculine than them.
Yes. Well, guys don't have because guys look, you know what I mean, and guys are still like that's. I've never met a guy that had an issue with that, or spank with the wet noodle and call me Sally.
Nice.
Spank with the wet noodle and call me Sally. I'm gonna use that. Next person. Next person.
Wait. Okay, so I'm confused. What were you back to what you were saying about men didn't like that or
no? Men love
guys.
They love the tomboyish
I've
thing.
never had a guy say, "Oh, because I'm too whatever." No. girls are just, it's just girls are just, they just women just.
But if you find it better with girls, why do you keep trying with the dude?
Well, see, I
Because
already know.
I'm just trying to find the right one, and it's just I got too many options.
When I was running, like when I was
don't
younger,
know.
I was high school. You know what I mean? Oh God, yeah. In middle school, I did sleep with the guy in middle school. Because I was like, this is what I'm supposed to. No, it wasn't in middle school. I'm lying. High school.
I don't know.
But
I think it's different times. I think it was different times back then. Like now, it's easier to figure out who you are.
But once after high school, well, in high school is when I understood that I was gay, that I loved women, but I had to play the part for my mom because nobody. I mean, she's sent me here, there.
I feel like with me, it's just I've always grown up with the idea of like I'm gonna get married to a man, and I want to live like this long, happy married life, like
was that what
monogamous
you were brought up to
type thing. Well, I mean. I grew up around my grandparents, and they married for almost 60 years.
Well, that's like that's old folk, right?
Yeah, like
Country.
my grandparents. So it's like I grew up around that, and it's like that was the idea I've always had. So in my mind, it's like, okay, yes, I love women, and they're fun, and I'm like very emotionally connected. Like I will have soul ties with women. With men, I feel like I could have that too because I've met a guy like that, but at the same time.
You know what? And that brings back that
fight
question.
a lot because I feel like guys need to try.
Is it trauma?
Harder.
Not trauma. How you? I think it was you or one of y'all. How you grow up, does that determine whether you are gay or?
I think so. I think you're a product of your environment.
I do believe you're a product of your environment. I don't know how it pertains to sexuality, but I do know that there are a lot of gay people that have had childhood trauma, and you know what I mean. Like pretty much the majority of gay people had an issue, when they were little.
Dang, I think I brought that up the first podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you,
it was the first.
Like just what I learned from having a gay mom or just growing up with it. Like people are scared of what they don't understand.
Yeah.
And when they don't understand it, it scares them, and they don't want to. They don't want to understand it because it frightens them.
Or if they're ashamed of how they are. I feel my mother was ashamed about.
And then another thing,
sex and everything, and it pushed out onto me and my siblings and how she treated us, and you know what I mean. It was like just the fact that we were kids. Like she was, ashamed because of who we came from, either one of our dads. You know what I mean? So
I feel like with me, I don't even know where I was going with this thought.
About the trauma and how it if it
it was more on like with me it's like more of a all right, I've already been with men, I already have my kids, so it's kind of like
Christina Cruz. I'm about to mention that right now.
It's kind of different going like talking to women sometimes and being like these women seeing me and like the way I am and the way I come off, and then me saying, oh, I have 3 kids, and they're like, you had kids? Like type of thing, and it's like, yeah, I had kids, and they're just like, yeah, how, when,
I mean,
what?
Before I met you, I was like, yeah, when you said you had kids, I was like, oh,
yeah, like I'm just like, yeah, like I've had kids, like.
See, but there's a lot of
I'm also very
feel ashamed for having kids,
and that's where it's just like, that's the thing.
And there's a lot of people come out late in life, so they have a life. They had a life before.
Yeah, and I've always wanted to have kids, and like that, like I said, the fosters.
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, an idea that I've always, like, I liked, but I
think about that all the time. Like, I think if
I'm also feminine. I'm also very, like, very feminine. Like, I'll throw on makeup. I throw on heels. I do my hair. And I'm comfortable with it. Like, I'm comfortable with my feminine side.
That's cool. I didn't know you could do that.
You think about what, baby?
Boy, just.
Well, not you. I just meant like in general. Like,
yeah, like
with the tattoo shop, I was in the heels and everything, but that was when I was.
Yeah.
But that's what you were trying to.
That's when I was trying to
making it work.
Pass off as a,
No, because I like
facade.
I like very.
And you know what? And that was the thing because
women.
I love it. Okay, so Christina Cruz says the men like women. They want women to be submissive. I like feminine women, and I enjoy when they are submissive.
I think that submissive comes from. Like,
I love women who are like me, like very, like they could be submissive, but they could be very dominant. They could take charge, but then they could listen, like a lot like me. Like
I really hope my husband's not listening because I really.
I really.
like.
Wait, you have any thoughts?
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I'm a straight Scorpio, so in the bedroom I can be very submissive, and on the other hand, I'm like and I think it has to go both ways in there, because he'll oh my god, he's gonna murder me, but he'll back down too, and then I can be the submissive one where I'm choking or I'm spanking or I'm doing something that's very dominant.
Low-key, men really like that though.
I
really love that.
Yeah.
But I'm very like that
too. You already
too.
know that. It's just my. Look, I got goosebumps.
She's having flashbacks with that one.
but that also played a part into my sexual life, because I picked women that were like my mother and the very sexually active, and so I'm not no complaints, sex, none whatsoever. You know what I mean? But I was the one
I like being the one that is like to show you and teach you and just like
that's
blow your mind kind of thing. Like open your mind to something that you never thought you may like.
Did that to the last one.
Yeah, that it don't ever work though. It's just like a.
Well, it's because they're scared. They don't understand.
Yeah,
it's their first time.
They're embarrassed.
Yeah, I don't ever like expect it to work. It's not ever like in a relationship type of thing, because my mind is not on relationships. Like how I said last time, it's not on relationships. But just like.
Like if you're raised in captivity your whole life and someone just throws you in the wild.
I think that gives me the understanding of like how men's mind work when they're like, oh, I got that girl, and that girl, and that girl, and that girl type of thing. Like
I do. I love submissive, but I like them to show.
It's not like it's more of like they try to find someone who's not easy, but someone who's they know they can wiggle their way into.
You see,
something.
I like challenges.
Not a challenge, yeah, exactly.
No, I like challenges.
How has
I like proving people wrong.
The way I was with you, how's that? Has it affected or has it helped you?
It's great. You helped me understand women. Help me understand them. Like instead of going into it like clueless, I was able to like every time I talk to a girl, they're like, "Oh, you're different."
I'm bisexual. I'm a woman, and I still don't understand.
Just
women.
like understanding.
I still don't really understand women. Like
talking to them and
I do, but I don't. Like we're very complex creatures.
How to approach them and how to
what you feel when they come off, how you can read their tones, all of that.
You can't just be like, hey.
No,
you want to go around with me?
Yes, steady? But women are very contradicting as well.
Very much so. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Well, that's the thing.
I don't like that.
You gotta like understand. She helped me understand it from a female side. I had like an insight into it. It's something a lot of people don't have.
What girls may like, what they may not like. It
helped me not be so judgmental and not be so one-minded.
Sounds like you've also gained a lot of patience.
I did. It helped me figure out things that I didn't know I needed to know.
I need to gain that. You want to teach me that?
Mm-hmm. It's really helpful. It helped me understand. It helps me understand my wife a lot better. It helps me like with work, just everyday life. Like guys who don't have that access are really like narrow and they think one way. And if it's not that way, it's the highway.
No, yeah, for sure.
And when you have that opposite sex mindset, you're like, oh, I get it now. Like I get why they do this. I get why they do that. Like it's more of a. It's more of like a.
And also
going off of that,
there are some women that are very
going off
dirty.
That thought though, like it goes off of like you having a mom that's gay. You understand women.
Yeah, it's not only that she's.
I feel like that's
woman.
another. I feel like that's another.
Oh yeah,
reason why.
Kind of like a dude, like a man and woman.
You see, I'm like that with my girls too, and they get that, but they also have their dads. Me, I never had a dad. I never had a man figure in my life to help me understand men.
It was a little rough though, because I had my mom tell me one thing and then my dad going to
yeah,
you think that's a factor as well?
I'm more.
Why I'm still single? At almost 30.
His dad, but his dad is very macho, too. But in a sense of like Mexican macho, you know what I mean?
He's really masculine, by the book.
Yeah, like women can't. Oh no, women, no men are, whatever.
I can't do that.
But they're very, like he said, just like
narrow-minded.
Like they
have a tunnel vision. They don't because they don't understand. They never had that. Someone explain them, sit them down, like, hey, there's other ways to think.
But do you think, going back to that, do you think if your mom was straight, you wouldn't have been raised the same way?
Yeah, I don't think I would have. I don't think I'd be who I am today if she was straight. Like, if she was comfortable with, I think about this all the time. Like, if she figured out who she was a long time ago and she never met my dad and had kids, like, I wouldn't be born. Mm-hmm. Like, I wouldn't be here.
What I'm saying, like, even if you were straight, like from the beginning you were straight, I think that going through what you've gone through, you would have eventually broken out of your shell and taught your kids. I mean, you're a great mom, so I think either way, straight or lesbian.
I was getting myself into so much trouble because I was acting out,
Yeah.
and I was getting into so much fucking trouble.
But that was the point, though. I think seeing your flaws helped me understand that, not everybody's perfect. And
Are you the oldest?
I'm the
No,
second
he's the
oldest. I have an
second
older
oldest.
brother.
Mm-hmm.
He's more like my dad too. He's a little.
Yeah, but he's
But he's getting there.
he's getting there. He's more about what people see. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he's great. Like he's smart. Like you know what I mean? He understands
Yeah,
it.
he's
It's just-
awesome. But he's got a little learning to do.
Yeah, but that's why with this, me working on myself openly will help heal things, because like with my basic downward spiral that just recently happened really put like a rift, somewhere around there, and that's just something that I have to work through.
Yeah. If you don't know your true self and you're fake to everybody else, you're gonna be fake to yourself.
But I'm not going to be upset and be like, hey, you need to, no, give them space.
Yeah.
And just know that I'm here, and that's that,
Yeah.
And that's it. And
It's honestly like, if you don't know your true self, and I'm coming from the situation I'm going through at home, if that person doesn't know their true self and they keep coming back to you and back to you, you feel like you're always being lied to, because you're like, well, who are you if you don't even know your real self?
And that was me.
Yeah.
That was me.
I feel
I
like-
was...
And they felt
now when I'm talking to people now, it's like, look, it's basically you're getting to know me, and I'm going to be getting to know you as my true self. So we're going to learn each other again, but I expect the other person to be doing the work too, because I've already put into so much work. I don't want to go backwards. You know what I mean? I'm afraid if I go backwards, it's going to strip everything that I worked for away, because with how the universe works, if you keep going in the right direction, everything's going to come to you.
Yes.
When things start getting difficult, it's because you're going against the current. You know what I mean? You're
Yes.
fighting and doing shit that isn't what's supposed to be going on. And so that's why I'm afraid. And I think I'm traumatized about getting in a relationship too, because I'm afraid.
Oh, for sure. No,
I'm afraid.
I feel like I definitely have learned myself a lot, like even recently, because there was a lot of people like that'll tell me like, oh, you're not really gay, you're fake gay, because you date guys too. Like, no, I mean,
see,
that's why that's LGBTQ. Like,
Well,
that's why
sometimes
there's
it's
a
like,
B
I used to always
inside
say,
that.
once a girl took an L, then she just adds
Yes.
LGBTQ plus plus plus.
yeah, and it's not, yeah, like, I don't know. I really feel like I know myself. I'm still surprising myself, because
Yeah.
I'm still becoming the person I want to become.
But
I
there's a lot to discuss on this one. There is a
It's
lot
just-
more topics to discuss regarding this. This hour went by very, very
Yeah,
fast.
Very, very,
Very
very,
fast.
very quick.
Baby, I appreciate you. Anything you wanna
Thank you
say?
for having me. This was fucking dope. You guys
Yeah.
are awesome.
No, I love that you're here. Kind of give me insight on like kids and like this and
The
raising my
youngest one
kids
is
and
right
how-
back there in the booth. He's,
Yeah,
you
shout
know what I
out
mean?
Vinny.
He's everybody is as open as possible, and they know everything about me.
You gotta be. I mean,
Yeah.
especially nowadays, like
Yeah.
you can't be. There's a whole other world that nobody knows exists.
dude,
it
once
makes me feel
technology
good.
came into
Oh, fuck
play,
yeah.
dude, nothing is hidden, nothing's secret, nothing's sheltered no more. Like
I,
that shit
I
is
appreciate
real.
the fact that they look at me and they don't give me, even after, like when I tried to kill myself, they were just like, no, like, hey, you know what I mean? Everything, nobody gave me, and I was ashamed, but it's cool how,
You
it's-
gotta understand. You gotta understand. I mean, you can't think of like why this person did. You gotta like understand and think about it. Like, why do they think this was the only way out?
Right.
definitely.
And then
But-
you gotta help them understand. I mean,
No.
everybody got flaws. Nobody's perfect.
Exactly.
course.
But our flaws are what make us.
I'm a
perfect.
very
Very
flawed-
well said.
I'm a very
baby.
flawed,
Very well said. Yeah, and it just makes you
imperfect,
It makes you who you are, and
beautiful person.
there's no such thing as perfect. You know what I mean? No
Im-
such thing. Nobody.
imperfect.
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 So anybody that
Not
were to
perfect,
say,
imperfect.
"Oh, yeah, no," they're just this is real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I appreciate that they're accepting, and they're, like if this were to be before, that's so crazy.
Dude.
But everything happens the way it's
I want
supposed
to
to
see.
happen.
I want to like. I asked my kids whenever I came out to. Well, whenever
Mm-hmm.
not. I didn't really come out to them, but I like, started bringing it around. And they're like, "Oh, you have a girlfriend?" I asked them. I was like, "Yeah." Like, are y'all okay with that? Like, do y'all like?
Sometimes
any type of way?
I wonder what, like I can't understand. Like I can't wrap my mind about it. Like why wouldn't you be okay with it? Like why would you hate that?
Yeah.
Like why would that bother you?
But there are some kids that dislike their
They're like,
parents
no.
Right.
that are, you know what I mean, and they just refuse to.
Well, that's more of like an inner, like.
Yeah,
core.
that's something that
There's
has
something
it's
burning
an
in there.
inside. That's an inside job. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
us being straight, I'm gonna love my kids no matter what, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter to me.
Yeah.
My husband's the same exact way. Like, we do not care.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I would hope
we just
that,
want them happy and
Yeah,
healthy
exactly.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
That's what I
know,
want.
if they adopt children or if they have regular children, I mean, it does not
Yeah.
matter.
But the point being that there's gay people. I mean, it's inevitable. There are gay people out there, and you just have to teach your
They're
kids
the
to
best kind of
accept and
people,
to
man.
understand. It doesn't mean just because you
Facts.
accept you're gay. No, it just, you know what I mean. But we're probably gonna have to extend this on another show
Hey, Q&A.
because this is we're gonna have Q&A for the
Next
next
show.
one. The next one. Anybody has questions, whatever you want to ask,
Yes.
will get answered. And we're gonna have a surprise topic as well. So if y'all want to, tune
Yeah.
in, and then we're gonna work on
Yes.
an after show thing because there's a lot of shit that goes on afterwards. So,
Tune in.
this will be good. We're gonna be sitting right here talking for a little bit because I know he has a question. But thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate this, and
Thank
I
you, thank you,
appreciate
thank
y'all.
you.
And hopefully this
Lady
kind of answered
lover.
some questions, and we'll get better as we go. But thank you for
Hey.
watching Lady Lover Podcast, everybody. Wood. I don't know what that was, but
Hey, that kind of woke us up because we kind of came into the
Yeah.
tired, working all day, all of us. But hey,
sweating over